What is going on, Catch fam? What is going on, everybody? Hope everyone is doing phenomenal tonight. Hope everyone had a great weekend. You guys already know what time it is, man. 2022 Fantasy Football Mock Draft with you guys, with the Catch fam. Excited as ever to be here with you guys to get some early 2022 fantasy football practice in. So let's not waste a whole lot of time. We're going to do a 10-team draft tonight. A little bit smaller than usual, but as we are making that shift into a lot more fantasy content, I'm going to have a couple small drafts here and there and all that. So I appreciate you guys getting this put together so quickly. Had a great turnout. Really, we announced we were going to do this last night, so you guys didn't waste any time at all. So, appreciate you guys, man. Hit that like button on the way in. Hit that subscribe button. If you are new to the channel, go and join the Catch fam. And if you guys are interested in joining a future mock draft, we always send the invite on our Discord page first. Discord invite is in the description down below. Completely free to join. All right, boys and girls. I'm going to give everyone till about 9:10 to hop on in here. I'm going to go ahead and set our draft order for the night. Let's see here. Randomize. Ooh, pick 10 should be interesting. Jerry's got pick 1. Let's go. Chase Brown, what up, baby? What up? Finally, my first mock draft with the Catch fam. Feels good to be here. Hey, it feels even better to have you here, my dude. Let's freaking go. All right, guys, get in the live chat tonight. Let me know what's up. Let me know what's going on, man. Let me know how everyone's weekend has been. Let's have some great fantasy conversation. Let's have some fun. Got some new faces drafting tonight. Should be exciting. Should be interesting. I've done a solo mock draft 2 nights in a row. Did an 8-man Friday and a 10-man last night, where I drafted 8 teams by myself, then 10 teams by myself, and both times it was a lot of fun. It was kind of difficult, I'm not going to lie. Felt easier the second time through, but hope you guys are enjoying those solo mock drafts as well. As I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, starting to transition into heavier and heavier, fantasy content as we start to approach the 2022 NFL draft, and as the months get closer and closer to regular season kickoff. So, trying to do some more solo fantasy content for you guys, as well as some more interactive fantasy content like we're doing here tonight. Chase, I get to pick before you, even better. Let's go, man. We're going to be fighting it out all night long. Some rounds I'll be picking right before you. Some rounds you'll be picking right before me. So should be a good time, bro. Absolutely. Let's go. Derek, what up, baby? What up? What's going on, man? Appreciate you being here tonight, man. Good to have you here. Like I said, we'll give everyone about 10, 15 minutes or so to hop in here. So we'll just kind of hang out for a couple minutes here. But we got the draft order set. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. So yeah, like I was talking about, we're going to be doing a lot more fantasy football content. So I'm going to be doing, I think about doing some drafts like where I just draft running backs and kind of start to form my running back tiers, for example, or just draft receivers, form my wide receiver tiers, starting to do some content on, late round sleepers, things like that. So we got a lot planned, both Steve and I do. We got a lot of things coming up for you guys, so I'm super excited, man. And, just love getting into fantasy conversation as early as possible. Spencer, what's going on, baby? What's going on, man? Not happy with that 5th overall pick. Yeah, right smack dab in the middle, bro. But, hey, I think he'll be just fine. I feel like right in the middle isn't great in the first, round or two, but you have a lot of players who tend to fall to you throughout the draft. So we'll see. Richard Glass in the building. What is going on, baby? A fine established gentleman has entered the room. Richard Glass. What's up, baby? What up, man? It's good to see you, man. I hope all is well. Know you were working hard in general, but working hard getting your master's and everything, man. It's your master's, right? Or is it your doctorate? Either way, man, out there killing it, taking some time away from the fantasy world, from the gaming world, from the collecting world. But hey, we always appreciate having you here, man. One of the OG members of the Catch fam, and it is truly great to see you in the chat tonight. Smoking the Cat. Yeah, R.I.P. Dwayne Haskins. We did make him an honorary last selection of last night's draft, so we try to pay some homage there, but certainly thoughts and prayers out to his family 100%. Okay, Masters. I thought it was your Masters, Richard. Taking a break from school or from fantasy? Either way, well deserved, my friend. Good to see you, man. Good to see you for sure. Oh man, I'm excited to draft. Yeah, both those solo drafts we've done over the past 48 hours, they were a lot of fun to put together. From my homework, good, man. Yeah, give yourself a little mental break. Get some gaming in, man. What games have you been playing? Or have you not been playing a lot of games lately? But hey, man, it feels good to have you in the building. It really does. Jerry, what up, baby? What up? First pick, hey, yeah, number one, man. You got number one overall. So it looks like we've got most everyone in here still waiting on Grail Collect, Talks Alt. Been playing Tiny Tina. Oh, I need to fix the music. Hold on. This happens every stream. I always forget to put it on repeat. My B. Waiting on Anthony. I believe Anthony is Big Juicy. Talk Salt. And Grail Collect. I think I've seen that. Oh, I guess we're still waiting on Mayday, but I think I saw a green dot. I know Smokey's in here as well, so we got a little bit of time, though. Let's see here. It's always good to see you in the chat. 100%. Always good to have all you guys. Man, everyone get in the chat tonight. Let's get the chat popping. I'm obviously solo tonight. I don't have Steven to bother me all night and keep the conversation going. So the conversation is dependent on you guys tonight. So I'm going to try and do some good breakdown throughout the night as well. All right, we'll give it another 10 minutes or so. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you're good to go as well. I think I can match most of your guys's most of your YouTube names up with your sleeper names at this point. So I know that most everyone's here, but it doesn't hurt. Smokey's here. Jerry's here. Derek's here. Let's go. It feels good, man, to get to have more than one draft, in the week. Spence, I know you're here, man. Everyone but Spencer, let me know you're here. Just kidding, Spence. I love you, bro. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Just imagine in like July and August we're going to be doing this. Whether it's me and Steven drafting, me drafting, or me and Steven drafting with you guys, or me drafting with you guys, we're going to be doing this every single night. Yeah, Smokey, love the constant mocks, guys. 100%, man. I'm with you. How's the baby and dad life? It is good, man. It is stressful. It is a lot of work. She's got pink eye. Should go to the doctor's today, but she's doing pretty good, actually. It's like mostly cleaned up already. So I had a little bit of a hectic day, but she did good, man. So it's just taking it one day at a time. That's all you can really do, man. But she's great, man. She's healthy. She's happy. She was smiling through her pink eye day and eating fine and hanging out and playing and everything. But you get little hiccups here and there. But hey, it's been good, man. It's been good. We're blessed for sure. Mayday, I'm here. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Just in a game. No worries, bro. No worries, man. Derek, I love doing the mocks as well, bro. 100%. I don't even know how to switch picks, Jerry. But, dude, I'm excited to pick from 10. I haven't gotten the last pick in any of our mock drafts, I don't think. so far here in the offseason. So I'm pumped, dude. I'm sorry, man. I'm going to have to go with this 10th pick. I'm pumped for it. Did you all see Morbius? Jerry did. I haven't seen it. I heard it was pretty bad. Like, very, very bad. Spence, you're not allowed to trade picks. Ever. No, I'm just kidding. Unless it's with Steven. Yeah, what'd you think of it, Derek? All right, so I think we're going to start at 9:10. Everyone good with starting at 9:10? And I'll just do computer picks until everyone else gets in here, and then they can draft from there. If everyone's good with that. If not, we can give it till 9:15. You guys let me know. I thought it was okay, not bad though, but must see it in order to see the next Spider-Man. Does it have any correlation to Spider-Man? I didn't think that it did. But maybe I'm wrong. Oh, it does actually have... Oh, cool. Well, then maybe I'll watch it. It'll probably be on like FX or something before we know it. Just watch it for free. I feel like after Venom came out, it was on TV all the time. It will? Okay, cool. Hey, I didn't know that. Thanks for letting me know, guys. All right, everyone good to go at 9:10? Thumbs up for 9:10. Ooh, Smokey did not like the last Batman movie. The new one or the last one in the Nolan trilogy? I'm assuming you mean the new one. Oh, the end credit scene has to do with Doctor Strange? No way. I'm excited for the new Doctor Strange movie. But I probably won't be able to see it in theaters. All right, we're starting the draft. Let's go. Another... Way too early 2022 fantasy football mock draft with you guys, with the Catch fam. Let's get it going, baby. Let's get it going. We'll just do CPU picks. Oh, looks like we got everyone in here. Except for Talk Salt. So let's go. Talk Salt, we'll do CPU picks and you can hop in when you're ready, bro. I still have not watched the newest Spider-Man. I told myself all week I was going to watch it this weekend, and then I didn't. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. I'm sorry, guys. I did not do a late night stream last night. I told you guys I was going to play some Madden after I fed the baby, and then I just did not. Ooh, I gave him CMC. That's interesting. That's a already interesting start to this draft. Yeah, Talk Salt is fashionably late, so to speak. Interesting start to this draft. We got JT, Cup off the board, first receiver taken second overall, CMC, Cook, and now Henry fifth by Spence. Yeah, I like the second overall. We've been talking about Cup more and more mock drafts we do, whether it's even when I've done my solo drafts. Last week's draft with you guys Wednesday night, right? Cup got picked third overall, so we're seeing him coming closer and closer and closer. I don't know if he'll fall to pick one, right? Like, that'd be pretty steep, but pick two onward. He's game. Yeah, I like pick 5. I retract my statement. I'm surprised. Smoke of the Cat went with Eckler over Najee. I'm not really surprised. A good pick, for sure. Staying away from his home team. No worries there. Spence, I wanted Eckler or Henry. Yeah, they both fell to you, bro. You had the best of both worlds there. This is an interesting draft. I like it, man. This is what mock drafting's all about, man. Different outcomes every single time. Oh, wait, I think I turned off alerts. I need to turn off the sounds. There we go. You never know, man. And when it comes time to actually draft, you will have no idea what is going to happen. It's like there's always extreme chaos every time, man. So, CMC third, that was a computer pick. I didn't know it had him ranked that high. I thought it would have given him like Henry there, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. After JT, second best player on the board to me. Hey, man, go out and get your guy. Go out and get your guy, man. And that's how, like I said, it's the whole point of mock drafting, man. Give yourself different scenarios to mess around with, man. So, I don't even mind. Cup at 2, CMC at 3, Cook at 4. It's an interesting draft, man, but that's what makes it fun. If you got the conviction, that's right, Jerry. That's right, bro. That's right. Oh, Chase, you dirty, dirty bastard. You knew I wanted my guy, JJ. Oh, man. It's all good, though. It's all good. It's all good. A lot of interesting selections I could go with. I'm going to take Mixon off the board. Get my RB1. Ooh. Some interesting receivers here, man. I'm going to take Debo. I thought about going with the Bengals stack there. Go ahead and picking up Mixon and Chase. Love me Stephon Diggs. A lot of consistency there as well. Tyreek Hill. A lot of upside in Tyreek Hill as well, right? But I'm going to go with Debo. Give me some Debo love here. So, hey, I like these first 2 picks for my team here, man. He took JJ. Oh, yeah. I always get RB first round in every draft. Other choice was Mixon. I'm almost happier he took JJ because Mixon I really, really like right there, man. Mixon I really, really like right there. So I'm almost happier he took JJ. But I was really eyeing JJ and Mixon. Like, if I could have got both of those guys, I've been super happy. Chase going with the double receiver stack here, Jefferson and Diggs. I like it. I like it. Jerry says I would have gone Chase and Diggs. Yeah, I didn't want to go double receiver. I want to go and shore up a RB1 since I'm not drafting till the very end of the third, and his running backs are going to dry up very, very quickly. So I want to make sure I went out, and I mean, you guys know I've been all about my guy Joe Mixon as a high conviction pick for me personally. So very happy with that selection as Jamar Chase taken here, the 3rd pick in the 2nd round. And Jamal Williams, wow, disrespect. Javonte Williams going with the 4th selection in the 2nd round. A really nice stack here for Mayday with Najee Harris and Javonte Williams. I mean, hey, man, when I was doing those solo mocks, I was playing around with the hypothetical of Javonte Williams going anywhere from pick 3 to like pick 6, right? Even I think we threw out the hypothetical of getting him at pick 2. I mean, with Melvin Gordon going out, his fantasy value is skyrocketing. We've talked about this all offseason long. I mean, I was telling you guys, by the time we're doing serious, heavy mock drafts like in the summertime, and the closer and closer we get to September, I think that Javonte will skyrocket up into the top 6. But there's already, members of the fantasy community projecting him in the top 3. So I think Javonte in the 2nd round as CeeDee Lamb is taken here by Boy Smoking the Cat, a really nice receiver pick there. Man, I think Javonte in the 2nd round is just an absolute steal. Let's see here. Melvin Gordon is out. Not 100%, but it has been reported that he is likely to sign with the Baltimore Ravens. He's in contract negotiations. It's not 100%. So we're kind of playing that hypothetical, right, which is what you kind of have to do when you're drafting this early, right? So not 100%, Dara, but getting close. And it does not look like he will be returning to the Broncos nonetheless, right? So not 100%, but I'd say about 90%. As we see Travis Kelce, first tight end off the board by Spence, and Nick Chubb being stacked with Dalvin Cook here. A very nice stack overall. Talk Salt says he's going tight end. He surely does with the second tight end off the board here in the second round. George Kittle. We see 2 tight ends. I think Jerry might be sweating here if he really wants to go out and get one of his guys. Jerry might take 30 minutes to draft. He's the free agent. Yeah, Melvin Gordon's still a free agent, but we'll see what happens. DeAndre Swift taken off the board here by Derek. Now Jerry's got 2 picks back to back. Oh, I didn't put a time limit on the. Can I change that? Oh my gosh, I had it set to no time limit when when I was doing my solo mock drafts, and I didn't change it back. So I'm going to give you guys a 2-minute time limit, and if you don't adhere to it, I can pause it. Maybe I'll pause it during my next pick, and I'll change that. Maybe we'll just do that. All right, Tyreek Hill off the board, falling all the way till the end of the second round here. Crazy. Big slip for Tyreek Hill, man. I think that's a steal for Jerry. Now, generally when we do our subscriber mock drafts, we have 12 teams. Since this was a last minute mock draft thrown together, we kind of, we just did 10 teams. We maybe could have made it to 12, man. I just wasn't sure. But nonetheless, these teams are going to be a little bit better looking overall than what we normally have. But hey, there's plenty of you guys out there that play in 8-team leagues, 10-team leagues, even 6-team leagues, 12 teams, 14, 16, 18, 20. So it's good to mess around and see how some of these teams turn out. Yes, Jerry, Kamara does have a current legal problem. Let's hear Ravens, Colts, Bills, the entire AFC West are my AFC playoff predictions. Is it possible for 4 teams to make it? Or is that mathematically possible? I don't know for sure. 4 teams from the same division, I should say, right, for the AFC West. But yeah, I could see most of those players getting there. Is Gesicki a top 5 tight end for fantasy? I think I'm personally going to be putting Kittle, Kelsey, Andrews, Waller, and quite frankly, I like Dawson Knox or Kyle Pitts the most next. Then I put Goddard and Hawkinson and Gesicki right in that next tier. I don't think I would call Gesicki a top 5 tight end. Did finish as a top 10 tight end last year. I was personally an owner of Gesicki last season, and I love Mike Gesicki. I do, and he kind of fizzled out. He was really starting the season off hot, other than week 1 when he had a true goose egg. But he had a really nice run here, weeks 3 through 7, and then still in full PPR. He really didn't perform that poorly. So I'll put him kind of in the 3rd tier, maybe at the end of the 2nd tier. But I would not call him, personally for me, a top 5 tight end, but definitely a really nice value tight end you could target. Yeah, I agree. Gesicki top 10. Yeah, I agree. Jerry had to go out and get my guy Andrews for sure. I think I personally have Andrews as my top tight end currently, so getting him as the 3rd tight end in this draft, I think, Jerry, you had 2 really good players, really good wide receiver 1, and a really good tight end fall to you there for sure. Kamara in the 3rd is fine. Yeah, Kamara, I think by the time we're actually in those summertime drafts, we're getting closer to September, I think Kamara will be far, far higher up on boards overall. I agree with you. Darren Waller, top 3 tight end. Yeah, and I think the addition of Devontae helps him there. Who's 5th? Kelsey, Andrews, Kittle, Waller. Yeah, I think while you could have concerns for Kyle Pitts, right? Because the Falcons, it's going to be easy for, defensive coordinators to scheme against them. And you got Mariota at quarterback. This offense can be really bad. But he's just going to get a tremendous amount of targets. I think you have to put Kyle Pitts 5. But you could certainly make an argument for literally Hawkinson, Goddard, Schultz, Knox, or Gesicki, really. And even if Gronk comes back fully healthy, and if he does, he has said if he comes back, he will be with the Bucs. So Gronk in there, and I like Hunter Henry and Zach Ertz in there as well. But I don't think those guys are closer to top 12, top 10. Just don't think that they're going to see the same production. But really, any of these guys right here could make the leap, right? You can make the argument for it at the very least. Mayday says my triple RB is unstoppable. I really like these 3 running backs that you started your draft with. A nice looking 3rd round here for us, guys. Kamara, A.J. Brown, Cam Akers, Keenan Allen, Leonard Fournette, Elliott. After those 2 tight ends, Andrews and Waller taken, definitely been a lot of good players taken off the board here. Mandy says I got Hawk, but he's got to stay healthy. Yeah, I do think that Hawkinson could definitely be in there if he's fully healthy. All right, so let me pause the draft, and then let's set a. We usually do 2 minutes. Let's resume the draft. Okay, that was pretty easy. All right, I got to think about who I'm going to take off the board here. There are all kinds of players hanging around. Oh, where do I want to go with this? Where do I want to go? I'm going to take 2 running backs. I'm going to take a little bit of a stretch. Take 2 running backs in a row. Connor Montgomery, man. I think Connor's just being so completely overvalued. We're going to go heavy running back to start this thing off, and I'm probably going to be staying away from the position for quite some times. I have Schultz around there too, yeah. I think Schultz could easily make that leap. Like I said, really, any of these guys we see on the screen, and then even Gronk and Ertz can make that leap to number 5. I mean, I personally really like Dawson Knox. He's got to stay healthy too. I mean, all these guys got to stay healthy, but Schultz finished as tight end 3 last season. So, I mean, Schultz being in that conversation is 100% validated. Dar, I feel like Pitt's going to struggle due to the offense. Yeah, listen, I don't necessarily disagree with that sentiment. It's really hard to tell. Like, I think it either goes one or 2 ways. He either struggles because the offense as a whole is struggling. Maybe Marcus Mariota is not the most productive quarterback. But outside of that, like, you lose Russell Gage, right? Calvin Ridley's out for the year. Cordero Patterson's back, so I think Patterson's going to help alleviate some of that offensive pressure. But overall, I don't disagree with the sentiment that there's a lot to be worried about coming from the Falcons' offense as a whole, which theoretically will affect Kyle Pitts as a whole, right? But then you could also make the opposite argument that it doesn't necessarily matter that the offense isn't performing as long as Kyle Pitts is eating up all of those targets overall. So I don't disagree, and I think he's a worrisome player to some degree, but I think you could look at it both ways, you know what I'm saying? All right, Josh Jacobs off the board, Mike Evans off the board. The first QB off the board tonight is Justin Herbert, followed by Patty Mahomes and Josh Allen. 3 QBs off the board in the 4th round, followed by Scary Terry himself. All right, guys, don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't done so already. And, of course, if you are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Join the Catch family tonight. Appreciate all you guys being here. Been an absolute blast. We have absolutely just blown through almost 4 rounds already. Having a absolute blast with you guys. All right, let's see here. Chang's got Kelsey, Kittle, Waller, Andrews, and Pitts. I got Andrews pretty high, but hey, I don't mind that list, man. I don't mind that list. And if you're going to go for any of those guys, you're probably taking them, most of them between the end of the first, probably closer to the 2nd, through the 3rd, and then at least by the 4th. So it's a pretty high price to pay for any of those guys. Chase says he loves his team so far. 2 stud receivers, 2 running backs who will definitely get the job done. So I don't disagree, man. It's a good-looking squad. I almost went with second receiver over Montgomery, but I decided to go with Montgomery. Go ahead and shore up the position, as pretty soon here we're going to see it dry up very, very quickly. Chris Godwin off the board here. Really good pick at the receiver position by Derek there. But once you see Saquon, those Ravens running backs gone, Jacksonville's running backs gone, Elijah Mitchell, it basically dries up, right? Very quickly. Deontay Johnson off the board here by Jerry. Another really nice selection at the end of the 4th as we start the 5th round here. I got Andrews as number 1, but it's a toss-up for him and Kelsey for me. Yeah, I mean, just the production we saw out of Andrews last season was just ridiculous. 154 targets, 107 receptions, 1,300 receiving yards, and 9 touchdowns. You're tight end one in all scoring formats. Just absolutely ridiculous. When we look at Kelce, not too far behind, though. Less receiving yards, less receptions, less targets, but very, very close in touchdown sense. And he should, still your tight end two, right? So I do think it's a toss-up between the two, for who's the top guy going into next season. But at the same time, Kelce should see an uptick in targets with Hill out. And it's kind of similar to the conversation we just had about Kyle Pitts, right? You could either view that as a good thing because he's getting a lot more targets, right? Or you could view it as a bad thing because now it's easier for opposing defenses to scheme out Travis Kelce, right? And I think George Kittle is a really interesting player as well. Finished as your tight end 4, and he missed just 3 games, right? But he also had some really down performances at the end of the season, and even in between some really good performances. Had an absolute stinker at Minnesota, right? So really, if he was fully healthy last season, he probably would have been at least your tight end 3, right? So I don't disagree with him being in that same tier at all. All right, let's see here. Wish McKissick was gone, but Gibson should be better with Wentz and can stay healthy. Yeah, Gibson's an RB1 at the end of the day. Yeah, 100%. Jones should get more work without Adams. Only worries A.J. Dillon. Yeah, a lot of concern there for Aaron Jones, but at the end of the day, he sees a lot of goal line work still, and he sees a decent amount of, or at least he did last season. He also saw a decent amount of receiving work as well, but it's kind of like Zeke, right? You got Pollard creeping behind. For Jones, you got A.J. Dillon creeping behind, right? Chang's got top 5 receivers: Adams, Kupp, Jefferson, Diggs, and Renfrow at 5. Interesting. I think in full PPR, you could easily make the conversation or debate for Renfrow being a top 10 receiver. Top 5, I haven't heard yet. Definitely interesting, man. Jerry, damn, I really had no idea to go with. Well, you shored up a wide receiver 2 for your squad, and you picked up a QB, so good moves. Good moves to start to end the 4th and start the 5th there. All right, Barkley taken off the board by Derek. Talks Alt went with his second receiver, and Hopkins, who I think is a really nice selection, man, in the 5th round. I mean, I know this is 10 teams, so a little bit less than usual, right? These teams are going to be a little bit better overall, but still, Hopkins in the 5th is a steal, man. I mean, look at this pace he was on before he got hurt. I mean, you only have 2 games, including the game that he got hurt, under double-digit fantasy points. And even when he came back and played hurt, he still saw double digits, right? Still 572 receiving yards off 42 receptions and 8 touchdowns. Listen, man, if he can stay healthy, he's going to have a monster year. T. Higgins off the board here. Really nice selection there. You guys know I feel really good about Higgins overall. Jalen Waddle, a really nice pick. A steal as a wide receiver 1 in the 5th round, in my opinion, for Spencer. I still view him as wide receiver 1 level just because he's going to eat up all of that PPR value, everything underneath. With him having that extreme chemistry with Tua, I know Hill is there, and I would still argue Hill is a wide receiver 1, but it's similar to Higgins and Chase, where I view both of those guys going over 1,000 receiving yards and having at the very least 5 touchdowns next season. So I love that selection, Spence, here in the 5th round. Any updates on Michael Thomas? Haven't heard anything yet. Yeah. Haven't heard anything yet. Let's see here. A month ago, on track to return to the mix in 2022. So it looks like he should be going or good to go by the start of the season, according to Mickey Loomis, who's the Saints general manager. So he should be the wide receiver 1 for the Saints. I'm not in love with the idea of drafting Michael Thomas, but if the price is right, I do suppose, go out and get him, right? But the price got to be right, I guess. In my opinion, I don't know. People were still drafting Michael Thomas last season, and all off season, I just kept bringing up, I don't personally trust drafting him, and I just have a bad feeling about going out and getting him, even if you get him in the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th round, whatever it was. I just didn't see him playing last season, or even if he did, I didn't see him playing a whole lot, right? And he ended up not playing at all. So we'll see. We'll see. The price has got to be right for me, and I don't know exactly what I'd be willing to pay to go out and get Michael Thomas, but it probably had to be like the 10th round for me personally. And I'm talking like 10th round in like a 12-team league, so probably wouldn't happen. And by then, someone's going to take a shot on him. It's just not for me, man. Michael Thomas, it's just not for me. But who knows? Who knows? He's an absolute monster when healthy. Looks like Jameis Winston will be throwing him the football. I mean, Jameis can sling that thing around. So price just got to be right for me personally. But if you got the conviction, go out and get him. All right. This is going by pretty fast. How many rounds do we have? 14? Almost halfway done, boys and girls. A little bit under half. Lots of talent still hanging around. Andrew, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I am not drafting Thomas. I personally would not either. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Plenty of QBs hanging around. Oh, and there goes Joe Burrow, someone I was eyeing with this next pick. I really, really want Joe Burrow on my team next year, man. I think he's going to make a huge leap. Finished as QB 8 overall, and the Bengals went out and just got him extreme upgrades on the offensive line. I think it's going to make a tremendous difference in what Burrow's going to be able to do. I also think that momentum from last season carrying over is going to be huge for the Bengals. Really feel good about Burrow, but you're paying a pretty hefty price. I do think he'll come in around that QB 5 for spot like he is in this current draft, but I think in some leagues he'll be closer to like QB 3, QB 4. You could even argue QB 2. I do personally see Allen, Mahomes, and Herbert going before him, but he's going to be close. Anthony, what's going on? Your team's looking good, man. You're big juicy, right? Your team's looking good. Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, I got a draft. What round for Watson? We're seeing Watson go pretty late just because he's got that looming suspension potentially overhead, right? So we're seeing him go pretty late. All right, I'm going to go and snag up DK. I'm going to go ahead and just grab Kyle Pitts. Just really good value in my opinion. And I usually go for a later tight end, especially in a 10-man draft. But I'll go and shore up Kyle Pitts here for sure. Thomas likes CMC at receiver. So damn good, healthy. But will he stay healthy? I agree. That is a very good comparison. Mayday Dynasty, I took Watson at 5. Yeah, I would say for Dynasty, it's a completely different story. Completely different story. Then got Kyler from trading up to the 8th. Let's go. I mean, pairing those two together is definitely not bad at all. All right, Lamar Jackson off the board here. Another QB taken by Chase. Yeah, it is kind of crazy, like the difference between a 10-man draft and a 12-man draft. Like your strategy is almost, I mean, it is completely different. Just because the draft overall is going to be completely different, right? It's going to be far more players on the board at the end of the draft than there currently is, and when we end a 12-man draft. So it'll be interesting. Renfro, a steal in late 5th. Yeah, we've been seeing him float. I mean, he's been lasting longer than Michael Thomas, DJ Moore, but kind of right in this tier, right outside it. And I don't mind reaching for him, so to speak, if we're going by the ADP. I have Renfro pretty high. I mean, a top 12 receiver in full PPR last season. You guys probably seen the solo mock drafts did the last 2 nights. I have drafted him ahead of plenty of other names, and I don't mind him at all, even with the addition of Devontae Adams. I mean, I think that's going to open up a lot of things for Renfro. So I've got no beef whatsoever and going against the ADP and going out and getting him especially with this team that you've got here, making him, as you're saying in the chat right now, with him, Diggs, and Jefferson, yeah, that's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful 3 receivers to have. Anthony says, once again, I'm not feeling crazy about my receivers. Brown offers a lot of upside, right? We know what he can do when he's healthy. We also know that opposing defenses like to X him out. But with the addition of Robert Woods to this offense, I think that helps him out a lot. But he's just got to stay healthy. I personally love T. Higgins as a wide receiver 2 on fantasy squads this year. Top 25 guy last season. Like I said, I expect both him and Chase to finish over 1,000 receiving yards and get at worst 5 touchdowns, right? He didn't miss about 3 games last season. So I think if he hadn't, I don't remember if he played if he just sat out week 18 or if he was hurt. But nonetheless, I think Higgins is a great wide receiver too. So, looking when he picked A.J. Brown, he could have gone Keenan Allen, for example, or Mike Evans, a little bit older, but maybe a little bit more consistency when we look over the past couple years, right? Grail Collect in the sleeper chat here. Don't know which one yet, but I'm banking on one of those Denver wide receivers going to ball with Russ this year, saying he went Judy. I don't have any beef going Judy. I like Sutton a little bit more, but you could easily make an argument for Judy over Sutton. I don't really know why I like Sutton more, but at the moment I have a little bit higher conviction in Sutton overall. Mayday taking Brady where he deserves to be taken, right? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quarterbacks taken before Brady, and this is your QB3 on the season last year. His name is going to be creeping up and up on draft boards the closer we get to September. And for very good reason. All right, Eli Mitchell off the board here. Love that pick by Smokey the Cat. Talk Salt in the chat saying no one wants J.K. Dobbins because of Gordon. Then Spencer goes out and takes him. I do think that Dobbins is going to fall on draft boards. You're going to be looking at a committee approach by the Ravens. At the moment, looks like J.K. Dobbins should be ready to go. No, he may open camp on the PUP list, but I think he'll be ready to go by the start of the season. Similar to CEH here, right? I'm scared of both these backs, Dobbins and CEH. CEH, you have the addition of Ronald Jones to that offense, which kind of shakes things up and makes it more of a committee type approach, right? So I worry about both these guys, but hey, they're kind of good handcuff situations, right? If one of those, if Gordon goes down or if Dobbins goes down, right? If you have one or the other in a good position for CEH, if Jones goes down, then you're in a good position if you have CEH, right? And I think, for Spencer's team here, he's already got Derrick Henry and Cam Akers. For Anthony, he's already got Cook and Chubb. So they're not bad selections here in the 6th round by any means. But I am worrisome about both those running backs as Michael Thomas goes off the board to Talks Alt. And Derek snags his 3rd running back of the night in Rashad Penny. All right, let's see here. Chase, this is my first time seeing ADP and mock drafting. I don't agree with a lot of the rankings. The rankings are it doesn't matter what site you're on, man. It doesn't. They're never good. They're never good. Never let ADP determine where you go out and get your guys, right? Build your own ADP and go off of it, right? Let's see here. Mayday says his team's going to eat. Oh, yeah, I like the Brady to Evans stack and the Brady to Fournette stack as well, man. For sure. You got Javonte Harris and Coop on there. Yeah, I like it, man. Toxhold, I went with CMC and MT. Taking that upside, baby. Oh, I like both these running back picks here at the end of the 6th and the start of the 7th for you, Jerry. Harris and Singletary. For a team that's only got one running back, but 2 studs at receiver, stud tight end, stud QB. I like where your head's at there, Jerry. Those are 2 good picks, bro. Hoping Chiefs can get something like the Browns backfield. They certainly could. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see both those guys deployed very well. And they might have, with Tyreek Hill out of there, they might have to rely on the running back position a little bit more. All right, plenty of draft picks going very quickly here in the 7th round. 2 quarterbacks, Stafford and Prescott off of the board. A tight end taken here, and TJ Hawkinson falling all the way to the 7th round. We got Michael Pittman, a really nice pick by Spencer there for his wide receiver too. Smoking the Cat staying true to his draft strategy and going heavy at running back, taking Michael Carter off the board. A nice selection there. I got to start thinking about who in the world I'm going to draft with these next 2 picks. There are all kinds of players available. I don't know. We'll see. Dalton Schultz off the board, the tight end position starting to dry up a little bit. I was surprised that Kyle Pitts fell to the 6th. I mean, we saw a heavy run the end of the 2nd round and beginning of the 3rd round, but then we did not see another tight end selected until I took Kyle Pitts beginning the 6th round. So, you never know how those runs on positions are going to start. We've seen a quarterback taken every round since we had a run on quarterbacks in the 4th round. So it's just interesting how that works, right? Derek, yeah, it's a nice stack, man. Stafford and Kupp. Those 2 on the same team is definitely a scary thought for sure. Or at least both being on the same fantasy team, so to speak. So definitely a nice stack, man. I think Burrow to Chase is another really nice stack to kind of eye going into the regular season. Evans and Brady, a really nice stack too, like we mentioned with Mayday, mainly because they are a lot easier to target, at least going off of current ADP. Smokey the Cat has got Herbert and Allen. I also like that stack a lot as well. Allen and Diggs always going to be productive as well. And I'm sure I'm leaving out 1 or 2 other stacks as well. But, that was one thing in last year's solo mock drafts that we did in the summer and the offseason and everything. We did specific draft strategies and live mock drafts where we went after specific stacks or specific offensive trios, quarterback, running back, receiver. So last year, popular ones would be like Tyreek Hill, Patty Mahomes, and Travis Kelce, Zeke, Prescott, and then Cooper or CeeDee Lamb. Forgot his name for a second. And then just going all out on the Bucs offense. At the time, we were drafting like Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette, Brady, then Godwin or Evans. So that's a draft strategy that can make a lot of sense, but it can also bring a little bit of risk in the sense that on weeks that those offenses perform really well and perform like a top 5 offense, which is probably going to be most of the season, probably going to win those weeks. But in weeks that they don't perform so well, you might lose on a consistent basis. So I do like the idea of stacking, but it does come with a little bit of risk as well. All right, I got to pick some players for my team. That's what we're doing here. Any running backs left? Miles Sanders hanging around. James Robinson, who's likely to miss some time next season as well. In case you guys are wondering, it does look like James Robinson's set to miss some of the beginning of the season. So overall, it's a little scary out here, man. We're getting pretty dried up. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to rock with Cortland Sutton, and I'm going to take Amon-Ra St. Brown off the board as well. Go ahead and add a couple receivers to my squad here. All right, last year stacked Amari and Dak got 7 points combined. Never stacking again, yeah. And that's another way to look at it, man. It can carry a lot of risk as well. Yeah, going into last season, a lot of people felt really good about the Cowboys. They were on Hard Knocks. That offense was kind of in the spotlight, and they had a good offensive year. But and I mean, hey, week 1 you probably felt pretty good, right? Amari had 38 points, and oh gosh, I just saw Dak. Oh wait, Dak's probably not taken yet. Wait, yeah, he is. He's right here. My bad, guys. All right, and Dak had what? 27 points. So week 1 he probably felt pretty good, but then he probably got a good amount of inconsistency, especially out of Amari Cooper throughout the rest of the season as well. So it does carry some risk, like I said. If both players aren't performing on a regular basis, it definitely carries risk. All right, I got to take a look at my squad here. We're pretty receiver heavy. I got no QB. I feel pretty good about Kyle Pitts on my squad, though. Feel good about the running back position. Man, DK Metcalf's draft value has just really fallen off, man. And I'm willing to take DK as my wide receiver, too, regardless of who's throwing him the football. I really am. Just with what he's done in his first 3 seasons, I got no beef whatsoever. And it's similar to like a DJ Moore, who I almost picked here over Cortland Sutton. But with DJ Moore, like, he's still a lock for over 1,000 receiving yards and a few scores on the year, regardless of who's throwing him the football. So I think DJ Moore actually offers some pretty nice consistency in later rounds as well. So I think he's being slept on. Metcalf definitely being slept on. And I like both those guys. Michael Pittman in a completely different situation. I mean, Matt Ryan should be capable of throwing him the football. And I think those couple of guys really being slept on. Hollywood Brown even, too, who we just saw here in the 8th round. All right, so we got I took Amon-Ra St. Brown. Chase went with Hollywood Brown. Grail Collect went Allen Robinson. Mayday's gone DJ Moore. Really nice third receiver for that squad. Smoke of the Cat got his tight end 1, a really nice selection, and Goddard. And Spencer went with his boy A.J. Dillon. And Anthony, a really nice pick here in the 8th round. And Adam Thielen on just absolute fire before he got hurt last season. And I love him right now. And I'll tell you why. Because Captain Kirk is back with the Vikings. And he loves his boy Adam Thielen. Look how much time. I mean, listen. Thielen only missed, we'll count both these games because he was injured. So basically injured or missed 6 games. He still scored 10 touchdowns through 12 weeks last season. He has great chemistry with Kirk Cousins. So I got no beef there whatsoever. All right, Miles Sanders off the board. A really nice pick by Derek here. Taking the pounder and cheese, as we call him here at the catch. Cordero pounder and cheese. And I almost picked him over Cortland Sutton or Amon-Ra St. Brown. I was trying to see if maybe he'd fall out here. I didn't think he was going to, but I was curious to see nonetheless. So I really like that pick here in the 8th round. All right, Mike Williams off the board for Jerry, followed by Dawson Knox going with that double tight end method. And now Devonta Smith gets taken by Lincoln. A really nice selection. I do personally think that Devonta Smith will see an overall leap into his sophomore year, and still a really nice rookie campaign with 916 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns for Devonta Smith. So another guy I'd put in this same kind of late receiver tier that I feel really good about. And there goes Elijah Moore and Tony Pollard. 2 really nice picks back to back. All right, Brown and Lamar stack underrated, high upside, but worth the gamble. I agree, especially with the price that you pay for Brown. It's not too steep, so I agree. Dara Packers pick wide receiver 1st round. Where do you think he goes in fantasy? I would say within around probably rounds 4 through 5. That's what I'd say. Spencer, what do you think about that question? If the Packers pick a receiver in the 1st round, which they're likely to do so, where would you have them ranked from a fantasy standpoint? Andrew, I think Robinson's going to bounce back. I agree. I still like him more as a wide receiver 3 or flex option from a draft standpoint, but I agree. Chase says, I wanted Knox. I hate you, Jerry. Hey, man, watch out for Jerry. He's a double tight end master. Spence says his draft is going exactly how I want to. My guys keep falling to me. Yeah, we mentioned that at the beginning of the draft, right? You might not be too enthusiastic the first couple rounds, although you got some really good players. But throughout the draft, generally right in the middle, a lot of players will fall to you. So that is kind of the nice part of it. And it's happening tonight for you, bro. Jerry, willing to die for the double tight end move. Let's go. All right, we got Claypool and Juju off the board. Juju with a change of scenery, no longer on the same team as Claypool. And now my guy Mike G goes. I need to start thinking about where I'm going to go for the rest of this draft. Don't forget, guys, we are used to drafting with 12 teams. So there's usually a little bit more thought process at this point in the draft. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 more selections and a kicker and defense. If you're going to avoid a kicker or defense, then you have 5 or 6 more selections. So start to look at your rosters and make sure you're not overdrafting, so to speak. Let's see here. Juju don't feel right in KC. I kind of agree with you, but I hope it works out for him. All right, let's see. I got to make draft selections. Who do I want to pick for my team? Let's go ahead and get a quarterback. Give me my guy, Jalen Hurts. Then I'm going to reach, so to speak, looking at ADP. I'm going to get my guy, Darnell Mooney, off the board here. Love him as a wide receiver 1, even if he's with the Bears. All right, let's hear. John, do you think Allen Lazard is going to break out this year? No. Personally, I don't. Spencer, our Packers expert, let me know if you disagree, but I personally don't see him breaking out at all. I don't. Yeah, I don't. I like him a lot more as a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 for the Packers. I think he could have an improved year, but in terms of breaking out, I would say no. Word of advice, anyone needs a receiver, draft Rashad Bateman. Is going to have 1,000 yards, 10,000 yards, 125 touchdowns. Holy shit. That'd be quite the year, man. 125 touchdowns, say less. Chase says, only pick I don't like is Edmonds. Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad selection looking at your squad with the fact that you got 2 RB1s, you got Kareem Hunt. It's not a bad selection. I mean, there's like 14 running backs on the Dolphins right now, right? I mean, we got Edmonds, Gaskin, Mostert, Lindsey. Salvon Ahmad played pretty well last season. Patrick Laird's on that team, right? And then you might see some crafty stuff, considering that Mike McDaniel was the head coach, right? Everything he did with Debo last season. You got Tyreek Hill, Preston Williams, Jalen Waddle, a lot of speed. You also got my boy Cedric Wilson on this team. Some of these receivers have been released, like Allen Hurns, and I don't believe Will Fuller. I mean, Will Fuller on that team would just be crazy if he could stay healthy. But back to my point, you might see some crafty stuff from some of those receivers too. So Chase could be the RB1, but who the hell knows, man? Mostert's got that Niners connection with McDaniel as well, so it's really hard to tell. Let's see here. Anyone can ball out with Mahomes throwing the rock. That's true, too. That's true. It does just, I think you're saying it feels weird to see Juju with Kansas City, right? Let's see here. Toxalt says, as a Packers fan, I say no, I'm with you. People sleeping on Jalen Hurts, I 110% agree. I 1,000% agree. Jalen Hurts was the number 1 QB in fantasy until week 12, right? And he still finished out the year pretty nicely, although this game against the Giants was still disappointing, and this game against Washington was still disappointing. He had a really nice fantasy season. I mean, look at this stretch up to week 11, right? I mean, week 8 against Detroit, a little bit of a stinker. This game against Chargers, not so great. But other than that, 18-plus points, even if you take away week 10. Other than that, 20 fantasy points or more every single week. So, is he winning a lot of football games from a real-life standpoint? Not necessarily, but let's not also knock him too much there. He did get this team to the playoffs last season before they got dismantled by the Bucs. But, yeah, I agree. Hurts being slept on. I've said that all offseason long. 100% agree with you. We see Zach Ertz taken here. I love this pick by Grail here, taking Russell Gage off the board. A couple rookies here in Walker and Burks off the board. Tyler Lockett, Brandon Ayuk off the board. Man, Tyler Lockett going all the way in the 10th round here. All right, let's see here. You can tell I haven't done any research yet. Why do you say that, Chase? Oh, because of the Chase Edmonds pick? I mean, he's got your name, so, it's fitting, right? Dolphins got the most mediocre backfield in the universe. They have, on paper, a really nice Madden team. I'll say that much. And Madden, this squad could definitely get through. But I don't disagree with you. They are a fantasy nightmare, so to speak. I think Derek just got an absolute steal here at the end of the 10th round in Michael Gallup. I think Michael Gallup, his ADP is way too low. He's the clear-cut wide receiver 2 on the Cowboys. He's going to see a ton of targets next season, man. All right, I'm going to make a shocking pick in round 11. Oh, man, I'm scared. You've made some very shocking picks before, Toxalt. Are the Dolphins planning on using every running back, or are they just going to trade them off? I mean, McDaniels likes to run the football and use a lot. I mean, the Niners, they let Mitchell really be the RB1 when he was healthy, but historically they hadn't done so. So it's hard to say. I'm not going to be surprised if Mostert gets a lot of those looks. I'm not. If he can come back healthy, I think Mostert is a threat to Edmonds, to Phillip Lindsay, to Myles Gaskin. But I think all season long, that backfield is going to be an absolute fantasy headache. So I would personally stay away from it myself. I traded Lockett for Gallup the other day. Loved it. Got younger and tied to a solid QB for 5 years. Yeah, in Dynasty, I would personally go Gallup over Lockett as well. Lockett might get traded. Who the hell knows at this point, man? Grail Collect in the sleeper chat says Gesicki equals poor man's Kelsey this year. I'll take that. I like Gesicki as a tight end one. Ooh. Who is this, Jerry? Jerry, was this an accident? Jerry, who is this receiver you just took? I've never seen this player in my life. I love the James Robinson pick, though. I love the James Robinson pick. Jerry, I almost want to change that pick for you. Melvin Gordon, a nice selection here in the 11th round. I don't mind Melvin Gordon in the 11th round at all. Talk's all going with his quote-unquote shocking pick, man. Albert O is really creeping up on draft boards. Really creeping up on draft boards. I mean, I've seen fantasy rankings out there that have him ranked as like a top 12 tight end, top 15 tight end. So, is it shocking looking at who's available and where they ranked last season? Freiermuth, Henry, Gronk, even Noah Fant, Logan Thomas, Trey McBride if he goes to the right team, Higbee and Kmet. Yeah, sure, it is shocking, but I think if like Freiermuth and Henry and Gronk weren't available, it would not be shocking at all. So I don't mind the quote-unquote reach looking at ADP. I think it's a nice pick, man. I like it. Go with your conviction. Jerry, I think Jerry stole the thunder from any shocking picks right before you. So, we'll see. By shocking, I mean he'll shock you next season. 8,000 yards, 87 touchdowns. Holy cow, man. Yeah, man, he's moving up on draft boards for sure. He's moving up on draft boards for sure. All right, everyone, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't done so already. If you're tuned in and you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and join the Catch fam. As we approach the end of this draft, we've got about 3.5 rounds left. All right, now everyone's going for the shocking pick. Interesting. Not as good as Bateman's 125 touchdowns. Pray, what up, baby? What up? Yeah, we've had quite a nice-looking draft so far. Quist Olave, I like that pick here, Spence. I feel good about Olave, man. I really do. In terms of rookie receivers, there are plenty of good options, but I really like Olave at this point. We'll see what happens. Tim Patrick, a nice pick here, man. I wouldn't even call this a reach at all. I like Tim Patrick a lot, a whole lot. John, can you at least try and say all these names? We've got Lirim Hajarulo. We've got Josh Imator Bahibi. Then we've got Alan Uquagron. You guys know I can't pronounce anything as is, so that's just unfair, Jerry. Pat Freiermuth off the board. I can pronounce Freiermuth. When I first discovered that I was high on Pat Freiermuth last offseason, after he was playing really well in the preseason and showed really good chemistry with Ben Roethlisberger, I just called him Pat F. So I didn't know how to pronounce his name at first. So maybe a couple of these other players who have gone tonight, I will learn how to pronounce their names throughout the season. Very interesting sleepers tonight, guys. Ronald Jones off the board, followed by our rookie selection here in Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State. All right. Who's hanging around here? Who's available? I don't even know. We got some good QBs. Running backs. I could use a running back or two. But they ain't very pretty. I'll tell you that much. I do not need another receiver on this team. There are some receiver names that I like, but I truly don't need another one. I could go with another tight end. But I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers off of the board. Give Jalen Hurts some help there if he needs it. I could have gone Deshaun Watson as well. Could have gone Russell Wilson. Surprised he's hanging around. Wilson or Watson would be offer maybe a little bit more upside. I'll take the consistency in Aaron Rodgers. Derek Carr also probably here to offer some nice consistency as well. The receiver position, Tyler Boyd would be a really nice selection here. But I've got 3 receivers on my bench that I feel good about. Deebo Samuel, DK Metcalf, my wide receiver 2 spot. Feel pretty good about Sutton, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and Mooney. So I've got nice depth there. It would make more sense for me to go to the running back position. Robert Woods, Odell, if and when he's healthy, not bad options there. I like Tyler Boyd a lot here. Christian Kirk could be interesting. Even Rondell Moore as well. Alan Lazard we talked about earlier. That's about it. Out of all those guys, Tyler Boyd is the player that I like the most. But I'm going to go ahead and take a handcuff in Alexander Madison because I do have the least overall depth at the running back position on my team. Ramondre Stevenson is the next running back that I like the most who's available. Chuba Hubbard is still a handcuff, but you've also got Donta Foreman there for Carolina, which complicates things. J.D. McKissick, not a bad pick. Naheem Hines would not be a bad pick as long as it's full PPR for both of those guys. So I'll go ahead and take Madison because we do know that Cook has that strong injury history, and Madison's one of my favorite handcuffs. But could have gone with the second tight end, either Hunter Henry or Rob Gronkowski there would have been the pick there. So yeah, I feel good about those picks. Tyler Boyd, definitely someone who I was really considering taking, even though I'm pretty deep at receiver, but it just made the most sense. Go ahead and give Jalen Hurts some support there at the quarterback position, and why not take the former MVP, a top 6 player at the position, add that consistency even though he loses his wide receiver 1, and just go ahead and take a running back. A very good handcuff situation in my opinion. Alexander Madison really shore up this roster from head to toe. All right, let's see. Big sip of water there. John was right on the Freiermuth train till the wheels fell off. I was pretty early on the Freiermuth train. I just didn't know exactly when he would break out. And then now, without Big Ben, I don't feel as great. But I do like Freiermuth as an overall talent. And who knows, man? Mitchell Trubisky has had some success with tight ends early in his career. Packers will draft Olave and Pickens in the first. I hope they bolster that. I hope they go receiver. I hope they don't draft another quarterback. Dara says Derek Carr over Dak. I don't hate that take. Or wait, is that Dak over Derek Carr? I was never very good with less than and more than and equal to signs. I was pretty bad at math, in case you guys are wondering. The QB position is pointless. There'll be a free agent mobile QB that finishes top 5. I mean, worst case scenario, there's generally speaking a quarterback who in the top 10, top 12 on the waiver wire, especially in a, this is a 10-team league, right? Especially in a league like this, right? John, I used to like you, but now you're taking my Vikes, you're gonna have a problem. My bad, bro. Yeah, man. If you had taken him there over Garrett Wilson, you could have got him. My bad, bro. I didn't mean to make you mad. I don't mind McKissick as a handcuff and good PPR value. Yeah. Oh wait, Anthony. I'm sorry. I got you backwards with Chase there. My bad, bro. My bad. Yeah, man. Madison's one of the top handcuffs I'm looking at. I mean, Pollard and Dillon, I think you're paying a little bit of a higher price. I would put Madison right there. In terms of handcuffs, like, he should be right next to Pollard and A.J. Dillon, in my humble opinion. And then I guess Dobbins and CEH are kind of becoming like handcuff running backs as well. Ronald Jones, and then we'll see what happens with Melvin Gordon. We've been maybe talking a little bit too early. Then I guess you could argue ETN and Robinson kind of in handcuff 50-50 split. But those are a little bit more 50-50 guys, right, where there's another running back in there. Where Madison, Pollard, I would say, are just pure handcuffs. And Dylan, I would even argue, is closer to where they're both going to be utilized. Maybe not quite a 50-50 split, but still a split, right? Talks about, I think Dylan will get more carries than Jones. Spencer says Pollard and Dylan play when the RB1 is healthy. Madison does not. Yeah, so kind of what I was saying at the end there, where some of those guys are more like both backs are going to be utilized. You might see like a 50-50 split, a 60-40 split, and then some are just true handcuffs, like a Madison, like a Pollard. So I agree with you. And there goes Tyler Ferguson off the board, a hot name in fantasy right now. Jahan Dotson not getting any love this draft. You're absolutely correct, Dara. Yeah, I think in our 12-man drafts, we've been seeing a lot more of those rookie receivers go, and it'll be really fun once they're on actual squads, how we can evaluate them overall. I'm really excited for that, man. I am. Talks all with the Tyler Ferguson. He came back to haunt us. Bro, I still don't know how you found this man that one night. First defense off the board in the Rams. First kicker off the board in Justin Tucker. Followed by the Bucks. Oh, that's an auto pick. Anthony's chilling in the chat now. Or maybe he's mad I took Madison. I don't know. There goes Drake London. There goes Gronk. Why not take Gronk at this point, right? Yeah, Dotson still making it through. Williams and London getting picked here. I'm going to go true kicker defense. Russell Wilson's still available. Hunter Henry's available. Tyler Boyd's available. Maybe I'm not going kicker defense. There's some really nice players sitting around, but this is a 10-man draft, so that's part of it. Did Berrios get drafted? No. But Dara, I do have Berrios as a deep sleeper. I've been talking about Berrios. I've even taken him in a couple of our 12-man drafts. Yeah, I like Berrios. I love that chemistry that he's got with Zach Wilson and full PPR, putting together some really nice performances, especially at the end of the season. He is one of my true sleepers right now. So I'm on the same page. In a 10-man draft, I don't know that you'd see him go, but I wouldn't mind if he did go, right? I actually think that the Packers defense will be pretty damn good next season. So, oh wait, set players. Not what I want to do. I can just go here. All right. Yeah, there are a lot of players right now available that are really good. If I wanted to void a kicker or defense, I could here, and I'd probably feel pretty good about it. Russell Wilson available here, even though I already have Aaron Rodgers and Jalen Hurts. Hunter Henry and Tyler Boyd available here. I'm just going to take them. I'm voiding a kicker and defense. I'm doing it. No kicker, no defense for me. Realistically, I'd probably trade a quarterback here or drop a receiver if this was a real league. If I had to have gone kicker defense there, I would have gone Matt Gay in the Patriots defense, just for the record. So it's just a mock draft, right? But if this was a real draft, I probably would have gone Matt Gay and the Pats defense, or I would have at least just picked up Matt Gay and Hunter Henry or Tyler Boyd, and then streamed the defense after I dropped one of my players before week 1 started. I'm going to pass the Packers defense to draft Calvin Ridley. Oh, no. I wouldn't put it past you, my dude. Oh, man, you guys have been great tonight. Been an absolute blast getting this put together with you guys. Thank you guys so much, as always, for the quick turnaround, getting this mock draft completely filled. Less than 24 hours. Maybe we should have gone 12 teams, but still fun to mess around with a 10-team nonetheless. And you guys, of course, drafting competitively, having a fun time, throwing in a couple fun picks at the end. Why not? And great fantasy discussion all the way through the draft. So thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do for the channel, for everything that you guys do for the community, and of course for getting tonight's mock draft put together, and for coming out and having some fun and getting some practice in as well. Yeah, I can go through. We can go through teams as well at the end. Yeah, I'm with you, Talks. I'm with you. But yeah, Jerry, Spence, Chase, we can go through. We can go through teams for sure. For sure, we got plenty of time. All right. I mean, a lot of suspense with these final 4 picks. I just couldn't pass up Hunter Henry and Tyler Boyd. It was making me uneasy. It was making me uneasy. But like I said, for the record, I would have gone Matt Gay, kicker, Pat's defense. Would have been a really nice roster, in my opinion, from head to toe. But hey, we'll forfeit the kicker and defense for tonight. Yeah, who knows what Anthony, Talks, Jerry are going to throw together with these last couple picks. I think Derek's crossing his fingers for a kicker of his choice, but we'll see what happens here. I'm going to pass on Ridley purely because of the QB situation. Fair enough. There goes Big Hendo off the board. There goes the Packers D. I like it. You think Gay is better than Bass? I do, personally. Bass struggled a little bit. Kicker 11. Started off super hot, of course, but towards the end of the season started to struggle a little bit overall, where Matt Gay was just an absolute beast. Fifth overall kicker last season. I would go Matt Gay. Also, I don't know, man. The Bills' offense is amazing. The Rams' offense is amazing. I'd personally go Matt Gay, but I'm not. There's not too much to argue against Tyler Bass. I don't have any problem with Bass. Philip Rivers to finish off this draft. A nice pick by Jerry. So, yeah, there we go. We had some fun there at the end. I love it, guys. I love it. He might come back and play for the Colts. Who the hell knows, right? I had a hard time deciding between the two, but favorite Bass. Yeah, man. I would go Gay personally, but Bass is a great kicker as well. So, all right, let's go through some teams. Let me know in the chat if you guys want me to go over your teams, or if you do not. By the time the season is over, you see where the Packers defense lands. It'll be funny. I actually like, top 15 last season. I don't have a lot of beef with them. I think they're a really good streaming team as well against bad teams overall. So, I don't have any beef with them. All right, go over the teams. Let's do it. Jerry, we got JT, Damian Harris, Devin Singletary, and James Robinson. I think you actually ended up for a team, that had to go JT number 1 overall, but then straight away from the running back position for 4 rounds. I actually like the running back room that you ended up with quite a bit, especially with where you got Robinson the 11th. We're gonna avoid this pick in the discussion, but Tyreek Hill, Deontay Johnson, Mike Williams, Gabe Davis, and Rashad Bateman, a really nice receiver room. You went with your double tight end method, Mark Andrews and Dawson Knox, 2 absolute studs, and then Kyler Murray at the quarterback position. This is a great team, man. It's a really good looking squad, and overall, all these teams are going to be good. This is a 10-man draft where we usually do 12 plus, so everyone's probably got pretty damn good teams, even if Philip Rivers is on your freaking team. So, but I'm happy to go through everyone's teams for sure. Let's see here. Okay, Derek, we got Cooper Kupp, Godwin, Smith, and Gallup. I really like the value that you got out of Devonta Smith and Michael Gallup at the start of the 9th and the end of the 10th. Really, really good value in both those receivers. And then you have a clear-cut number 1 and number 2 receiver. So I love this receiver room. DeAndre Swift, I have no beef with whatsoever, even with some injury concern last season. I have more fear of Saquon Barkley, but the fact that you were able to go out and get Rashad Penny, Cordero Patterson, Melvin Gordon, and Naheem Hines, this is a good-looking overall running back room, and it makes me not worry about Barkley as much. So I like the running backs position. Then you got Stafford and Waller. Obviously, you got that stack with Stafford and Kupp, so I like that a lot. You got the Rams defense and Matt Gay as well. The only note I would make is maybe if the Rams have a bad week, you got a lot invested into that team offensively and defensively, but I mean, they were pretty damn good last season, so overall definitely a good looking squad. All right, talk salt. Let's see here. CMC, Alvin Kamara. Man, getting Kamara in the third, even a 10-man draft, was kind of crazy. So, Miles Sanders, Chris Carson. Chris Carson, for me right now, is a stay away. But, hey, let's face it, he didn't play bad until he got injured last season. I mean, I guess San Fran was not a very good week. But I like Penny more out of that backfield room. Nonetheless, though, as a RB4, I guess you could call him a handcuff or a 50-50 type running back in that room. I like Penny out of the bunch, but still as your RB4, not an awful selection, right? Still good-looking RB room overall. You got Scary Terry, Hopkins, Thomas, and more good-looking receiver room. Not in love with Michael Thomas, but Scary Terry, Hopkins, and more give you kind of that cushion to go ahead and take a flyer on him. And like you said early in the draft, you took some flyers, even though this was a computer pick. But CMC and Thomas, right? So I don't mind that at all. George Kittle, and then I think Albert O, like you said, where you drafted him would be considered kind of a reach, but I think pairing him with, George Kittle is really nice. Like I said, Albert O is really, really starting to move up on draft boards overall. You got Dak Prescott as your quarterback. Nothing wrong with that. QB8 on the season last year. So good-looking team overall. Let's not forget about our boy Tyler Ferguson, one of our favorite players here at the Catch. You got the best kicker, arguably in the entire league in the last century, and then you got your home team defense, who I actually think is going to be pretty damn good next season. Like I said, a good team to stream with as well. So, good-looking squad overall. All right, Anthony, we got Dalvin Cook, Nick Chubb, CH, Pollard, and Henderson. So you got some good kind of 50-50 type running back room. Wow, I keep hitting the Bucks. Henderson, CEH, and you got Pollard as a handcuff to kind of put behind both Dalvin Cook and Nick Chubb, who maybe have some injury concerns, but two absolute studs at the running back position. And even with some time missed last season, still both top 16 guys. So I like the running back room. Receivers, you got A.J. Brown, Higgins. I think where you picked Thielen was a really nice selection. We talked about this early in the draft. You're a little bit concerned at the receiver position. A.J. Brown, always nice upside, but can he stay healthy? I do think that Robert Woods being in that offense helps him out a bit. And I like T. Higgins a lot, but still he's going to have some down weeks, a little boomer bust type weeks sprinkled in there too. But Thielen offers a nice security blanket. Then Ayuk, especially with the rumors of maybe some drama out of Deebo Samuel, is a nice pick where you got him as well. Tight end, you got Hawkinson. As long as he can stay healthy, he's in the debate for top 5 this year. And then you got the best quarterback, arguably, in the entire draft. You got the Bucs defense, who dude, did they really finish number 6? Wow. I thought they were lower. I'm really worried about this backfield for the Bucs. And they didn't play great against the run last season. They're not a defense I feel great about drafting right now. But nonetheless, I guess they finished top 10 last season, so not too bad of a pick there. And let's not forget you got Tua as your backup. I like that. Especially if you got Josh Allen on your team, Tua is not a bad backup whatsoever to take some upside with. And let's not forget about your boy Liram, probably the biggest steal of the entire draft here. All right, onward we go to Spencer's team. A lot of receivers. Receiver heavy tonight, Spence. But hey, you got Derrick Henry as your RB1. You got Cam Akers, J.K. Dobbins, and A.J. Dillon. Very happy with a lot of players that kept falling to you, including A.J. Dillon and Dobbins, I would assume. And listen, Waddle as a wide receiver 1, then Pittman as a wide receiver 2, with Cooks as your wide receiver 3 is good enough in my mind. But the fact that you're able to add Lockett, Olave, Woods, London, and Beckham, you got a lot of upside. A very, very, very deep wide receiver room. And you got a beautiful stack in Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. So this is a nice looking squad. You could easily drop 2 of these receivers before the season started and pick up a defense and kicker to stream. So a good looking squad overall, my dude. All right, Smoke of the Cat. We got Austin Eckler. We got Breece Hall. We got Elijah Mitchell, Michael Carter, and Isaiah Spiller. A really nice deep running back room overall. CeeDee Lamb and Keenan Allen. I like these back-to-back picks here. Receiver room, these guys are really going to give you a lot of consistency in a full PPR league week in and week out. So I really like those 2 guys. And Claypool offers you some upside. Burks offers you some upside. Then I really like Tim Patrick and even Jamison Crowder as your final pick of the draft. I think those are nice selections as well. Really like where you got Tim Patrick, going out and securing him as well and having that conviction before some other bigger names were taken. But also you took the first quarterback off the board in Justin Herbert, and I like that selection a lot. You got Goddard and you got Gronk. This is a good looking team, and similar to my team or Spencer's team, you could easily go out and drop 2 players at a defense and kicker before week 1. All right, Mayday here. We got Najee Harris, Javonte Williams, and Leonard Fournette. Just an absolute monster running back trio there, and you were still able to take some upside in a rookie Kenneth Walker, and got a really nice handcuff at the final round of the draft in Ramondre Stevenson. So the running back room is beautiful. You got Mike Evans, Cooper on the Browns, and you were still able to add DJ Moore, which I really liked. Juju offers you some upside, and you got Jameson Williams, who some people would argue is the best rookie receiver in this class. You got Tom Brady. No more you need to say, but you're able to back him up with Deshaun Watson, which is beautiful, man. Even if he serves a suspension from a pure fantasy standpoint, is a very nice selection. Then you got 2 stud tight ends at good value, too, Dalton Schultz and Pat Freiermuth. So this is a nice looking squad from head to toe. Once again, easily could drop 2 of these players, get you a kicker and a defense before week 1 as well. All right, Grail Collect. We got Devontae Adams and Jamar Chase, which is really scary if you're for your opponent, right? Adams going to give you extreme consistency, even if he's with a new quarterback who's not Aaron Rodgers, and even if he's with the Raiders and not the Packers. I still think you get extreme consistency, a top 5 receiver at worst. And then Jamar Chase gives you that extreme upside, but also a lot of consistency. So love those 2 paired together. You were able to go out and get Judy Robinson engaged, so I really like this receiver room overall. The running back position, listen, Zeke and Jacobs might not be sexy names right now, but you got a top 7 guy and a top 12 guy in the 3rd round and 4th round, so really good value. And those are 2 guys who I don't feel bad about drafting right now. Then you're able to get some upside in later rounds. Potential handcuff, 50-50 type splits, and ETN and Ronald Jones. So I like both those selections a lot. Quarterback position, loved this selection of Joe Burrow. We talked about this during the draft. And then you took some upside at having Burrow in that consistency. You took that upside with Trey Lance as your backup. So I loved that as well. You got McPherson, Money Mac himself, and the Colts defense, a top 8 unit from last year. So and then Mike Gesicki, right, as mentioned. Poor man's Travis Kelce. And, hey, top 12 guy in PPR and standard last season. We love Mike G here at the Catch. That's my dude right there. So a really good-looking team overall. Everyone had nice teams tonight, man. Part of that is because this is a 10-man draft. Part of that is because you guys are absolute freaking studs. All right, Chase Brown. Started things off with the double receiver set. JJ and Stephon Diggs. Stole my guy, JJ, from me, but hey, it's all good, bro. Stephon Diggs, I mean, these are 2 of your most consistent receivers in all of fantasy. Both top 8 guys. Both guys who could be wide receiver 1 next year. They are both that freaking good. You added Hunter Renfrow. According to ADP, you reached, but I think you went out and you got a really nice wide receiver 3. Then even in the 8th round, adding Hollywood Brown, a really good receiver room overall. And then you got a lot of upside in Garrett Wilson as well as a rookie receiver. Running back room looks good too, man. Jones and Gibson, Hunt to lead the way. Then you got Edmonds and McKissick in late round, so it's a deep running back room. Zach Ertz, maybe a player that I would consider taking a second tight end with. But hey, at the end of the day, top 5 guy in full PPR last season, so maybe you don't have to, right? You got Lamar Jackson, another player who I would potentially think about drafting a second quarterback with, just because of that injuries that we saw last season. But that might just be biased because he was my quarterback last season. He still scares me. But if he is fully healthy, he is easily in the top 5 QB conversation from a fantasy standpoint. When I got Tyler Boss and the Pats defense, two really nice kicker, really nice defense to finish out this squad. So I love all your guys' squads tonight, man. You guys absolutely killed it. I guess I can break down my team because why not? Got Joe Mixon, James Conner, Dave Montgomery, Madison. I feel like I got 3 really good RB1s early on. Maybe some injury concern between these 3 guys, but I'll take them. Hopefully 2 of them are healthy if one of them is injured, right? Then I really liked going out and getting Madison as a handcuff in late rounds. Jalen Hurts, a lot of upside. If you have concerns about him, well, I got Aaron Rodgers, so I feel pretty good about the QB room. Kyle Pitts, I liked where he fell to me. Just went ahead and I viewed him as the best player on the board and took him. And I still got Hunter Henry, so I got 2 top 10 tight ends from last season. Wide receiver room I felt was very, very deep. Deebo Samuel, DK Metcalf, Cortland Sutton, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Darnell Mooney, and Tyler Boyd. I just couldn't pass up Hunter Henry and Tyler Boyd hanging at the end of the draft. Like I said, if I had to go kicker here, I would have gone Matt Gay. And if I picked a defense, it would have been the Pats defense, just based on who was available. But I showed that love for our boy Chase and Derek, let them get the Pats defense and Matt Gay. And I just went ahead and took an extra tight end and receiver. So a really, really, really good draft by everyone tonight. You guys absolutely freaking killed it as usual. So I appreciate you guys so much for getting this put together. Had a ton of fun with you guys tonight. A ton of great fantasy conversation tonight as well. So thank you guys so much. We are going to be doing more and more subscriber mock drafts throughout the week, trying to get that close-knit community more and more involved here at the Catch, and just trying to get our minds more and more prepared for the fantasy season. It is never too early to start preparing, and as we draw closer and closer to the NFL draft and closer to the regular season, the more we can start to get our minds completely wrapped around each individual roster and get in the best fantasy football practice possible. So hit that like button on the way out. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. If you do want to join our weekly subscriber mock drafts, the best way to get those notifications is through our Discord channel, which is completely free to join, and the link is in the description down below. It's also just, we have fun on Discord. We have fun, guys. So, all kinds of fantasy updates, NFL debate, and just fun, movies, music, food, all kinds of talk there on Discord. So go ahead and join if you guys aren't part of it yet. I think our next mock draft will be Wednesday night with myself and with Steven, and we'll still be live tomorrow and Tuesday. We just won't be mock drafting. We've now done 3 mock drafts 3 days in a row, so we'll give it a little bit of breather, hop back in with Steven on Wednesday. When are you sending out the invite for the Wednesday draft? I'll probably do it tonight or tomorrow, either night, tonight or tomorrow, but soon for sure. So Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, with myself and with Steven, we will be live drafting with you guys. So thank you guys so much. Had an absolute blast, as I've said multiple times tonight, with you guys, and just thank you guys so much for the continued support here in the fantasy offseason, for everything that you guys do for the community and for the Catch family. So love you guys. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Hope everyone has a great start to the week. And I cannot wait for fantasy football season. I know you guys can't either, but it's closer and closer every single day that passes. So we'll get there, guys. So I got nothing else to say, but thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, yes, Sod here on the Catch, and peace.